You love knitting, but between the cost of the yarn, the needles, different sizes, different types, the patterns, notions, accessories, you're wondering how you can make this hobby cheaper. This is Global Knitter, my name is Caroline, and today we are talking about knitting on a budget, and I think I'm going to make 2 episodes, and today is going to be just about patterns, how to get cheap patterns, how to get free patterns. As you know, I have a long commute between Korea and Mexico. It's almost 24 hours, and last week I was watching a YouTube video by Cinema Knits, and it was about the pattern iceberg, where she did a deep dive about patterns. Are they too expensive? Should they be free? Can you share them? So I'm not going to talk about this because you can watch her video. She did a great video. I will post the link in the description. And instead, I'm going to talk about how to get patterns for cheaper, because one of the comments on our video was from someone who lived in a country where it takes 2 days of a wage to buy a pattern. So I think we all agree it's not fair and it's excessive for them. So I want to help you find cheaper patterns. So of course, the first thing that comes to mind when you think about free patterns is Ravelry. And it's a great website. You can register first to use it. And once you've registered, you go to pattern, type free, and then all the free patterns will appear. And then you can refine your search on the left-hand side and put whether you want to knit cardigan, scarf, what type of yarn, what type of needle size, and you should find many things. This was a free pattern from Ravelry, and I love it. There's a website that is not well known. Well, I don't think it is. It's archive.org, and it has so many resources. It's better to register, that way you can borrow books. And once you've registered, on the search bar you can put whatever you want. Knitting, and you will have access to all sorts of magazines about knitting. Another search I did is knitting tips, and as you can see, I found a book about knitting tips and tricks, and once you've logged in, you can download it, and it's free, totally free, amazing. And you can also have a look at crochet patterns. And they also have a section about Victorian knitting, old knitting books from the Victorian age. Amazing. The third way to look for free or discounted patterns is to look by brand. So I'm going to list a few brands that I always look into when I want to look for a free pattern. One of them is Yarnspiration, many free patterns and resources. The second one is Garn Studio, and it's mainly for drops design. And they have so many patterns in many different languages. And they also have the popular patterns. You can search by popular patterns, so it's more fashionable. The third brand I like to look at, of course, because I live in Mexico, is Katia Yarn. And you can register, or you don't have to register. You can choose your country, you can choose which language. Usually it's English, Spanish, French, might be other languages, I don't know. And you will see many free patterns. Usually it's because the color is discontinued or the yarn is discontinued. But you can always find something that would work. Another one I like is Bergère de France, because it's the one I was using when I was a kid, and you can select your language at the top. It's English or French or German maybe. Anyway, for here we're going to use English. And again, you can choose free patterns. They have patterns in many different languages as well. And the only thing I don't like about Bergère de France is that they never use circular knitting. So for me, maybe use it for simple design or scarves and hats where you don't have too much sewing to do. The fourth way to look for free or discounted patterns is to look by designers. So I subscribe to the newsletter of many designers. I know we all have too many emails, but trust me, it's worth it. So the one I subscribe to, one of them is Stephen West, and every Friday he has a free pattern from his store. But if you go on his website, he also has many free patterns, and go and check there regularly because I think the patterns keep changing. So it's a great way to get free patterns from designers. The other designers I subscribe to are Arnie and Carlos, and now and then they send their newsletter with free patterns or discounted patterns. There's also Andrea Mauri that I subscribe to, Knit Sisu, and it's great because usually when they release a pattern, there's a special discount. From time to time, they release a free pattern, and from time to time, it's their birthday, I'm turning 40, it's 40% discount on all my patterns or on selected patterns. So it's a great way to get designer patterns for free or at a discounted price. And the fifth and final way, of course, is YouTube. And I think my favorite designer on YouTube, because she puts all her patterns there for free, it's 2 hours long tutorials, is Craft and a Cuppa. And I've noticed that every school holidays, she puts her patterns, if you want to buy the pattern, for 50% discount. And for her birthday, she has discounts. And the tutorials are really fantastic. I've made a few items from her, the crochet sleeves, my hexagonal cardigan, and something else, I can't remember. But I think she's fantastic, and if you prefer to have the written pattern, you can buy it. Just wait for the next school holidays. She will have them at 50% discount, and they're not very expensive. She's very reasonable. So my suggestion is, if you have a designer you like or a brand you like, get on their mailing list, because that's the best way to get the discounts. They always publish it on emails. There's actually a sixth way to get free patterns or discounted patterns. In many countries, in the library, they rent, you can borrow knitting books. So that's another way. And also on Kindle Unlimited, if you have access, you pay, I think it's $12 US per month, and you can have access to many knitting books. They have so many on Kindle Unlimited. And in the same category, I would say buy magazines, because you get different patterns. I think it's 5 patterns, and it's only $4.95. So it's like £1. I bought it in the UK. £1 per pattern, and I think it's good value. I'm going back to work next week, and my first stop is going to be Sydney. I've been to a yarn shop in Sydney, but I only know of one yarn shop. So if you know any other yarn shops, or if you know a few, please put it in a comment. I'm also going to London, and my third flight, I've got an easy month next month, is going to be Paris. And in Paris, it's only 24 hours. So I don't have time. Because of the timing, I don't have time to go to the city. We stay at the airport. It takes 2 hours to go to the city center, 2 hours to come back, and I need to sleep as well, so it's not possible. The next episode is going to be next month when I get home again. It's going to be about yarn, how to get discounted yarns, and how to do yarn substitution, so you can buy cheaper yarn. Thanks for watching. Any comments, anything you want to share with me, how you get free pattern, discounted pattern, if this video was useful, please put it in the comments below. Don't forget to like if you think this video is useful. Share with your friend, please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Have a nice week. Bye bye.